Hello and welcome to the Gunga Ginga Bunga Wunga Bahanaga a podcast? I don't even know what to say there. I still haven't come up with the actual title, but you know what? We're gonna call it the Gunga Ginga or Gunga Bunga entry log. Thursday, July 10th, 2025. Thank you for joining me this fine evening. My name is Alex Aguilar. Now, I forgot to intro the last journal entry. That's my bad. That's on me. I was a little bit too excited. And you know what? I'm gonna stick to my laurels. I learned that word just recently. I'm gonna stick to my laurels, my achievements, okay? And I'm just gonna have fun with it, you know? I now have a little intro song. I hope you like it. Gets you in the mood. Gets you in that you know, you gotta make that energy. You gotta bring it to you gotta make it till you break it. I need my bad. I should probably announce when I'm not getting my water. And that was just a moment I wasn't getting my water. I was getting my water, sorry. I come a little bit winded. I was having lots of conversations on the side. And you know what? Oh shit. Okay, that might have sounded bad. But okay, I just came back from talking with my cousin. And you know what? It was great. She had a baby just like a couple months ago, like in January or maybe December. I forgot where. And I forgot if it was a girl or a boy. I completely forgot. And that's my fault. I shouldn't. See, I have this weird tendency to self-report. And so I self-reported that I didn't know if it was a guy or a girl. And my dumbass should not do that. I should just pretend like I know what the baby is. Okay, like, or like not even just the baby, but just things in general. Like there's no need to self-report. Like I think I said that at my workplace, I knew like some tea about like the family situation. And then I just told the person that who it related to. And I kind of feel like really bad about that. Like now I'm thinking like, man, like it's like this like feeling inside my tummy, like in my gut. Say my gut. It's a feeling in my gut saying, don't ever do that shit again. You can't do that. Because someone's going to do that to you, and then they're going to like pass it down the chain, and they're going to talk shit. So I'm just hoping that, because we're in a cafeteria at my workplace, I'm just hoping that nobody takes the information I divulged, because I would feel really bad about it. It's like talking smack about somebody, but you didn't, like, I'm not even talking smack. I'm just saying what I heard. And I mean, reasonably so. Like it was like I asked the guy how his day went, and he recently went somewhere. I'm like, oh, are you from there? Because you seem like it. You're white, you're good old whitey. Okay. And he's like, bam, he hits me with that lore. I'm like, shit, what do I do? I guess that's my cue to just shut the fuck up. Because like there's no other reason to bring up something like that and like completely killed the mood unless you just don't want to be talked to. So I just took it as my my little signal that my time was up and I had to pack up and go. Getting a text right now. The Milton train isn't coming. Oh shit. Hold on just a minute, folks. 1 sec. Okay. What about the Oakville line? You can't take either. I apologize. That is my girl, my woman, my lovely lady, and she's coming to my place. So I'm really glad I have my notifications permanently turned off. I don't think there's ever a time where I would ever turn that shit on. Like other than the fact, like, okay, I have emergency bypass. So if my girl calls me, well then bam. She like I get the phone call. It just bypasses all my notifications, right? The do not disturb, the blah 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 blah, whatever. Yeah. So I'm really glad because she just sent me a text message, and hold on, I actually have to send another Let me know which so I can plan accordingly. There we go. I'm currently recording something, but I have my phone beside me. I see what you're taking. Okay. I'm gonna take that as one of my last times I'll get distracted, but I might be called Alex, come eat, because obviously Mr. Employed Man is only employed for 8 months. Okay, I don't live in nowhere luxurious. Okay, luxurious. Yeah, I'm saying it right. I don't live in anywhere luxurious. I live with my family, my parents, and you know what? I don't mind as long as I'm not here forever. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, sounds good. Okay. And you know what? It's all these old people. It's old people's fault. If there was anyone to blame, like fuck, I stubbed my toe. It's old people's fault. They designed the stupid corner that you stubbed your toe in, and there's nothing you could have done about it because you're the only one picking from the grocery line, from the grocery aisles. There's only so many houses out there, and they're all designed the same way. They got that trimming all on the on the floor, on the walls, on the like where the floor meets. They got that trimming on the bottom. And sometimes it's just the way that a chair is designed, and that's an old person's fault, okay? And you know what? If you want to classify as old as like a 30-year-old, that's all you. But I'm guaranteeing that the people that design these IKEA furnitures, they design those. The person designing it is like at the age of like 60, and he's like a mechanical engineer and some shit. And bing bop boom, you stub your toe. So it's the old person's fault. It's gotta be like 100%. And we gotta get these old people out of here. Like, okay, they gotta retire, but they're also making it harder to retire for themselves, which is crazy, because most of the economy, it like moves with the old people for now, because there's just so many old people. And when those old people die, it's just like, now it's me and my schmuck ass, okay, my bum ass. I'm moving up the ladder in age, and now I'm going to be the old person pushing this agenda of old people that were older than me. And you know what? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Okay, look, old people cause a lot of problems, okay? And I'm not saying I'm not gonna get old. I'm just saying that the old people that got old, the young people that got old, they fucked it up for us. Anyways, that's like, I got like nowhere else to go with that, but I'm sure I'm gonna come at you with another angle next time, and it might be a little bit better, it might be a little bit worse. I've been thinking about a lot of things, and I think I said that last entry log. I was thinking a lot of things, but I didn't actually get really into it. Like, I was listening back to it, and I hate hearing my voice. I wasn't really getting into any of it. I just kind of rambled, kind of went on, and I mean, I'm not even going on a script. I just it's just a beep bop boom. I didn't even know I was going to talk about the old people, or let alone introduce the show. But I thought in my head, I gotta introduce it. I gotta introduce who I am, what this is. This is the Gunga Ginga Binga Bonga fucking entry log. I'm gonna call them entry logs because I don't even want to call them like podcasts. It's not really a podcast. Like, I'm a one-man army. I'm treating it like a radio show, but there's no radio, there's no music either. It's just me and my voice. And I'm hoping that I could improve my diction. Gotta add diction in there. Gotta try to improve my vocabulary. Okay, and the way I speak. I don't want to say like, and then whatever. So it's also an exercise on my part, but I feel like I have so much exercise at work. I have so much exercise just on the daily. Like, something clicked in my brain on how I should be going about like shit socially. Like I used to always think I was socially awkward, and lo and behold, a lot of people don't even think of me like that. And shit, you will hear me right now and you don't even think I'm socially awkward. But you know, something clicked in the sense that it wasn't that I was socially awkward, it's that I was not socially interested in the conversation. And now, from what I see and what I've noticed, and it's taken a while to notice, I've been at my internship for God knows, well, not God knows, I've been there already for a year, and then, or I got there for 8 months, then I reapplied because I have a co-op opportunity. And I'm like, obviously, I'm gonna go try and make some fucking money. Okay, like how am I gonna get a job out of work if I didn't get experience beforehand? So it's just the bim bop boom, 1 2 3 step. Like it's another bump on the road. Like I've been through a lot of different jobs, like workshops around Toronto, which I think I said that last entry, and you know, worked at Amazon, and a lot of little things here. Worked at No Frills, and then did like side gigs like orientation. Then I did like a book club. No, I didn't do a book club, but I went to like this business club at school. It's not like one of those that you party, and you know, you just do all these side things. And one of these, and this internship that I got was another side thing. So that's how I'm viewing it, because it's only 8 months. It's contractual. And where was I coming from this? And essentially, long story short, okay, your boy's making bread. How much bread? Not more than like fucking minimum wage. 2, it's more so just another stepping stone. I completely forgot where I was coming from. This is what happens when you don't have anything planned. But see, I was going somewhere with something, and then I completely forgot the mental script. Oh, socially awkwardness, right? Yeah, and so after staying there for, I guess, 12 months, because you know, you do the first, I didn't even stay 12 months. I stayed 10 months. So 8 months first, I took a break, did school, came back again this summer, and then another 2 months. And on the 10th month, I understood. On the 10th day, Jesus said, "Let there be light." I think that's God. I think God said that. I'm not really that religious, but it all just clicked. Now I don't feel too socially pressured. It was all in my head, supposedly. Hold on. Ew, that was gross. I got like air in my chest. There you go. I wonder how loud that was. Tried burping. It was just nothing but like wetness. Deep breaths. Talking too much. I feel like I have a little bit of a time constraint because you know, my girl is coming. She's coming soon. But I love her dearly, and I can't wait till she comes back. But you know, lately we've been playing this game called Resident Evil 2. I'm an avid gamer, as a lot of my close family know, and friends, close family and friends. And Resident Evil 2 is one killer of a game. We got the remake, so Resident Evil 2. Search it up if you are able. And if you don't know shit about games, Resident Evil 2 is a horror game where you play as either Leon Kennedy or Claire Redfield. I think that's the other one. And one's a journalist, the other one's a police officer. And that shit's fun. Like, my girl, she cowers in fear even though she's watching me. Like, you know, she's not even playing it herself. She's like, "Oh no, you're getting chased! You're getting chased!" You know, like, she's hiding behind the blanket while I'm like, oh my goodness. And then bam, I die. And then bam, I gotta reset here. Oh fuck, I have to do this. I have to do that. And yeah, it's a pretty fun game. It's pretty scary. The lore is kind of a little bit out there, but I'm sure it's better than when it was originally coming out. And I got the whole trilogy for like $40. So I'm like, might as well. I could have pirated it, but I'm not that type of guy. I'm not that type of guy. Or maybe it's Jill Valentine. Hold on. No, I'm pretty sure it's Claire Redfield. Yeah, it's Claire Redfield. It's a PlayStation game that was ported over to the PC. And thank God it was, because my PC can't handle that. All that goodness. Gracious. I'm looking at like other pictures here. And Otto Wong is a baddie. Like, I don't want to say baddie because I'm not even like Toronto. I'm not even from Toronto. Like, damn, that shoddy up. That shoddy up baddie. No, gorgeous ladies. If they were played by like actual actors, I think any like pretty-ish looking girl could pull it off. I think my girl could pull off a cosplay. I don't know about the acting. I don't know how good. I'd love to see my girl in a movie. I just not kissing no guy, of course. I'm not of that proclivity, but the girl's pretty good looking. Good looking Asian lady, and then you got Jill Valentine, which I think is part of the second game. So not the second game, the third one. And then Claire Redfield, she's alright. She's like whatever. Yeah. So I'm playing that. I can't wait. We're gonna be watching a couple other shit too. Like we recently watched Blackbird. Did Blackbird. There's also, you know, some animes. We gotta watch Dun Da Dun. But I think before that we're gonna watch another anime, which is Heavenly Delusion. I don't know. We got such a long list of shit to watch and shit to do, which is not inherently a bad thing, because that just means we both interested in our relationship and all that. But it does hurt to see that, oh man, there's so much in this list. But all these shows and things on this list are bangers. Like, number one banger, Love Island. I wonder how that came out. Love Island. You know, about hotties on an island trying not to fuck. Now that's a hard thing to do. I don't know how people do that, you know. Not fucking. Come on. Guy, I was single once. That was almost possible. No, almost possible. I did not get a single fuck during my time as a single man. And you know what? I don't mind that. Cause I got a shotty now, and I'm not even like stressed. And I was thinking about when it was me back then, and I'm like, why was I stressing that much? I thought nobody would like me ever. I'm not getting married. I'm not gonna have children. I don't know. This goofy old me. One of these shows, aside from Love Island, I got like nothing to talk about Love Island. Like over here, like get a lot of these. Get a lot of these broads. God damn. These broads out here being all good looking and shit. Like they're alright. This lady looks like she's about to fall apart. A bunch of twigs put together and then like an abdomen. Like she got abs, but then it's like she's on stilts. I don't know how that shit works. And like these are like, holy shit, that guy has a skull. What the fuck? It's just rectangular head. This guy got a crazy jawline, some black dude. I'm gonna be able to name these guys too. Love Island's like the latest TLC show on Netflix. So it's kind of like Too Hot to Handle. Peacock original, what the fuck? And it's like Too Hot to Handle, or like, you know, The Bachelor meets Survivor. Which it's a crazy spin because they're not even surviving. They're just on an island and trying not to fuck. So I guess Their whole goal is just make a spectacle on, oh my god, I gotta fuck it. But this girl got her like cleavage out. That's actually, goddamn. My girl used to ask me, do you look at girls like sexually? She didn't ask that specifically. But like, how can't you, as a man, how can you not appreciate it? Even if you're gay, like even if you don't like pussy, okay, you don't like the vagina, okay, like even if you don't like it, I don't understand how you just can't appreciate a woman's form. Like like I think out of the two genders, out of the out of the two out of 7,500 genders, I think the woman is the best looking one. You know, it's like that's why there exists a trophy wife and not a trophy husband, because a trophy wife is just a wife. She sits there. She's gorgeous. She don't gotta say nothing. She's just there, just because everybody will admire it. Even women will admire it, and some women get jealous over that, right? They get jealous, they get envious, whatever. And you just can't compare. And you know what? In general, like, okay, you can't get past the ugly is ugly, but and like I'll explain what I mean more about that, but you can't like just a good looking, like a good looking decent woman, a decently good looking woman, which is like not too crazy good looking, but she's cute. Everybody will still be like, wow, you know, and especially if they have, you know, a lovely body, a lovely bunda, okay, like a cleavage. You don't even gotta have titties, you know, you could supplement that with a little bit of ass. And even if you don't have ass or titties, a gorgeous face, or just a cute face is just enough, you know. And then the way they act, they can't be like smarmy, like a guy, and like nobody likes a guy that doesn't have charisma, right? And I guess girls don't have to develop that charisma as much the prettier they are, but it's just if they're respectful, you know, and you know you get good conversations. I'm just naming things that I like in a woman, honestly. Um, yeah, they just got to be able to think personally, and then I'll immediately start liking them, just like, you know. And I would say humor, but come on, that's kind of hard to come by. There's a lot of ladies that just don't got that humor. You know, it wasn't taught to them at a young age. Their father wasn't funny. The father probably left. Like there's, you know, there's this father problems, even worse. That creates problems for you, because then she starts being with other guys that give her problems, and then you got to deal with that. It's a whole cycle. I mean, it happens to men too, right? You know, you get that one girl that had problems, gave this guy problems, and now this guy gives other girl problems, and then now you, as the guy without problems or just very little problems, ends up getting problems from the girl that got problems from a guy that got problems from a girl that had problems with their father, and it just it just all amalgamates to just everybody now got problems, and you gotta solve it. But then when you have someone that is intellectually there and is able to conversate with you, it just makes all the difference, right? And I mean, that's because wow, you really discovered something here. Yeah. Long story short, Lava Island. I'm about to watch that shit. Just a bunch of hot people. I get to stare at some titties. My girl can stare at some abs if she likes, and the benefit, it's all through a TV. It's like watching porn. You know, it's all through a TV. You don't gotta think about it. Don't gotta worry. You know, it's not gonna come through the window. I want yo shawty now, and then my shawty goes, "Oh my god, he's so hot. I'm gonna go with him now." And then like another window, and then it's like a really hot babe, and she's like, "Oh lord." I don't know why she has like that accent. Oh my god, is that a gorgeous ass hunk of a man? Sorry, I have a woman. That's what I'd say. I stand up for myself and have dignity. And of course, and of course, I didn't even say that for my girl, which is foul. She has a lot of dignity. She's a very integrous, honest woman. Beside that, I don't even know how I got to be able to talk so much about Love Island. I've never watched this fucking thing. it honestly is like in the same style as any other TLC shows, like too too old to stay single, or I'd like to say um fuck, what is it called? Moms who are divorced find young men who are single and want money. Um, Dude, I cannot think of the 90-Day Fiance. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's something it's in the same style. Like they all get on a chair and be like, "Oh my god, that's what he said." And then there's like a bunch of couples at the end of the thing. And then they do a whole like PR tour. They go to travel around the country, or they sit down on a bench together and they're like, "Oh my god, that is so hilarious. That is so hilarious. I can't believe they did that 3 days ago." And like, "Oh my god, no way he cheated on what?" You know, it's like all just gossip. It's all just like it's all that shit that the lady likes. And then like the guy sees it's like, "I'm not gonna like that." And then bam, you end up liking it. And you're like, "Fuck, dude, I'm gonna look gay." Like, you know, if there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I love the ladies, right? Man, I don't want to look feminine in front of my boys. But I feel like that femininity. Saying that right? I feel like the femininity, whatever, the femme being a little bit more feminine around guys, just in a guy group. It's just like whatever now. No one really gives a fuck, you know. Especially like my group of friends, they don't care. You know, everything slides past them. Hold on, 650. Mississauga? I think she means Milton. Probably around okay, I got time. I got a lot of time. I can even play rematch after this. Oh my god. Wow, I'm also nearing 30 minutes, dude. It's actually crazy. The skill that I've gotten with just being able to continue a conversation after that point of realization, and that point of realization has to be like a month ago. Okay? Like a month and a half ago. And I'm really grateful because now I don't have to really think about too much. Just if I don't want to talk, I shan't speak. If I have nothing to add, I won't speak. If it gets awkward, let it be awkward. If I think something's funny, I'm gonna fucking commit to it. Like I was thinking the other day. Not the other day. I was actually I was thinking just 2 days ago that we were watching this episode of Blackbird, and it goes into detail on this one serial killer who killed like 14 young girls. And let me find this little expert. He killed 14 young girls, and so this whole show is about this one guy trying to get a confession or some sort of evidence from the serial killer himself, who's avoiding being persecuted by the law. And he was like, he's like on the cusp of getting released back out into the wild, out of the prison that he was stuck in. And so the whole point is the main character needs to extract evidence, right? And so this guy killed like 14 girls, and it's all during a time when he's going to Civil War reenactments, like 1800s, like when the US lost to Canada several times, and in the end lost the entire war. And he goes out on those things, and he's a super weird guy. He's got mutton chops. He kills like little young girls because he's kind of, I guess he's into that. And he's like, "Oh, back in the 1800s, a woman was decided to be around 11 years old." And he's like, "Now we say a woman is 18 years old, and I don't see a difference." That's basically what he's saying, right? And you see the main character like contort and be like, "What the fuck?" And it goes into these gruesome ways. But my thought was like, Civil War reenactments are crazy because you're just reenacting the fact that you lost. Like Like, I don't get how, like, people in the US, like, maybe here in Canada, it makes sense. We reenact it. We reenact how we win, but we don't care. We don't give a fuck about it because we won, you know? And, like, the US is just playing back the fact that they lost. And that, and then now I think about it, it's like the Confederate. I gotta do a little bit more research so I'm not sounding like a dumbass. Let me see actually. Civil War. Hold on, it's US against itself. Civil War, US reenactment time period. American Civil War, specifically from 1861 to 1865. Yeah, it's just basically a war against us. So basically, in the end, yes, America still lost, right? So they're all reenacting the fact that the US was fighting itself and the US lost. And all I'm trying to say, the point is that I was wondering, aside from like all the serial killer stuff, okay, the really fucked up shit, reenacting a time period that happened is very odd. And like, you think, like, they don't only reenact the 1800s, they reenact like Canada versus the US war. So Canada versus US reenactment time period. Now it's telling me Canadian militia and First Nations allies. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Reenactments include the Civil War and World War II? For real? Okay. Regardless, back on track. It's crazy to reenact those stuff because you're just like really role playing. You just play Dungeons and Dragons and get the same kick. But, you know, to each their own. A lot of people have hobbies. They do this stuff. The real cool one is reenacting the medieval times because they'll fight each other with like blunt swords. So like, it's just like one fat guy is just fucking beating the shit out of this other guy with like a hatchet, while the other guy is in armor and has like a nice long sword. But he's getting fucked up because he can't go against a guy, a fucking 300-pound dude with armor and a hatchet. Like, you're not gonna win. But that's besides the point. Like, that's the only cool one. But do you think there are people that like are reenacting old biblical times, like when Moses parted the sea? But I guess like since they're reenacting it, it's like you got actor 1 who's Moses, you got actor 2, 3, 4, and 5 as like the followers, and the guy goes, and let the sea part. And then you come into the realization that it's just 5 fucking nerds sitting there pretending like the ocean will part, but then nothing's like, it's just nothing, you know? Just 5 dudes circle jerking about Moses parting the sea. And then they just walk home, and while one guy's dressed in curtains and in a beard and long hair, and the other fucks are like half balding with like, you know, I might be thinking of like the medieval times. But taking it a step further, it's like reenacting the Tower of Babel. How every floor had a different language and nobody could fucking speak. So like, imagine if you go upstairs and you're like, where's the bathroom? And then the guy comes up and he's, eh? And then that's it. That's the entire reenactment. Like, it's fucking bum. Man, you could do that in like an office building because technically you could count that as the Tower of Babel and be like, oh, this time was the time of the ancients, and you know, whatever. Just thinking that, just throwing it out there, just throwing that thought. You know, I have all those thoughts. I have another one, like, what if okay, we didn't have GMOs? Like, I was talking to my coworkers, these guys are smart guys. There's one guy, he knows everything there can be about like some aspect of a tiny part of your conversation, and he adds this one fact that he learned 10 years ago, but he still remembers it because he read it, so he memorized it. And this guy got fantastic memory for just random shit, just like the economy, the 407, And I guess today, GMOs. And I'm thinking, what happened to GMOs being such a bad thing? You know? Like, oh, you don't want to eat GMO foods because they have really bad side effects, you know? And I learned today that there are different types of GMO foods. Like you could just breed them and call that genetically modified. Like you breed a certain trait into a piece of corn so you get more kernels. Because apparently that's how it is. Bananas, same thing. But then I heard you could inject a genome editing bacterium. This is crazy wording. Genome editing bacterium into like a fucking apple, and then bam, it's like the seeds that it produces, it's like it's gonna fuck your kids up, you know? Now I'm thinking, like, okay, this sounds so cool. Genetically modified organism, right? GMO has an altered genome based on bacterium, forcing the apple to change, right? But all that's really happening is like an injection for the flu. So you're treating the apple for the flu, and nothing fucking, like, there is 5 seconds of just nothing. The guy takes out, so it's like it's a doctor, he has gloves on, suit, he's got goggles, and he's sitting there with his apple, and he's like, oh, apple, I'm gonna alter your genome, apple. Best watch out. And the apple's like, oh, please be gentle. And, you know, and then he goes, boom, takes the syringe, does a little squirt of the, like of the, of the bacterium. And now we got a genetically modified apple. So what you're telling me is that it's a 3-second job, injected a needle into an apple, and then bam, modified. That's fucking boring, dude. Building a gazebo is more interesting than the genome altering bacterium modifying the genetic code of the apple. So like everything around that process sounded cool, but like the thing that's actually happening didn't fucking happen. Like you're not seeing it. For all you know, you could be completely wrong and just, you know, like in the process, not the result. Okay. And you're just sitting there with your bum ass goggles waiting for nothing. Like that's what science is. You sit there, you go, huh. And then you write down an explanation for like nothing. So at that point, you're just using your imagination. It's all just imagination and philosophy if you're going to different things like astrology. Like I saw on TikTok right before I went to sleep about how the guy who thought the universe was expanding and got a Nobel Peace Prize for just giving us a new way to think about the galaxy, he's now saying that he's actually fucking wrong. None of that shit actually happened. And I'm sitting here like a schmuck, like, man, you hyped me up about the galaxy, saying that it's forever expanding and that we'll never be able to come to the singularity that was the universe. And you would never know when it's going to start reversing back and contract, the great contraction. That's what we call pregnancy. The great contraction. I guess he wouldn't want contraction. He would want expansion. Regardless, guy with a galaxy. Like all these processes are just imagination. It's just nerds that want something more. Like you ever watch a TV show, a movie like Harry Potter, right? Everything is explained through magic, but they don't know where magic comes from. They don't explain where that comes from. They just have magic, and it just makes the world so much more interesting because now I can fly and transport myself instantly somewhere. Like I just do the into the spiral and then spiral out, you know? Or I can fit my entire home in a briefcase. And then that briefcase gets thrown into an like a incinerator. No, but like you can get to your train, your train like aisle by walking into a wall. Yo, that's so cool. Like, it's all the things you can't do now. But you're telling me the magic that we have is a little. Oh shit! I don't know how that sounded. Like, let me do like an easier. You're telling me that's all sciences, and then you as the audience or whoever's listening, that's what it is. And then you oh, you can't even hear that. I don't even know if you can hear that. I'm clapping my hands. You just slap your hands. Done deal. And I'm sitting here like, that's a disappointment, because I just built a gazebo and that was 10 times better than the process you're describing. Like photosynthesis, like that's great and all, that it's absorbing the sunlight and converting it into oxygen. Like I can mentally picture that, but I'm mentally picturing that as like a revolving door, and in comes carbon, out comes oxygen. Like this is like a sex change office. Like this is like a transgender doctor's office where you walk in as a man and you come out with your dicks and balls cut off. That's like you come in as carbon, exit as oxygen, you know? Got that C going, and then you got the O, the O. Now you rock that O. Okay, just without the orgasm. Like you're just not like and then your legs shaking, like. And I'm just, I'm just a little bit disappointed. I thought about that. Like, it's not everything it cracked up to be. Because, like, okay, look. Going into aerospace engineering, right? I was picturing, oh my god, I can interact with rockets and orbital systems and, all that shit. And I decided, no, I'm not actually gonna do that, because realistically what you're doing is sitting behind a desk and you're crunching numbers. You don't actually get to see shit. Maybe in the future you get to see shit, but you don't actually get to see anything. And then bam, nothing, right? And I took the specialization of aircraft because that makes a little bit more sense. I can actually see that airplane flying, but I only see the rocket fly up every like fucking 5 months when they finish building the rocket, testing it, getting all like the legal shit out of the way, certifications, inspections, blah 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 blah. You get you don't even get a trip up to space. The rocket gets a trip up to space, and that's fucking it. And obviously we don't have that technology now, but I got the major that I got hoping that I could just be a mechanic for an aircraft, so I could just always be around these monolithic fucking structures that fly in the air, and maybe one day, like my imagination goes, maybe one day I get to sit there and repair the systems of a rocket ship while I'm able to do all this other stuff, creative stuff on the side. But no, it's like science, okay? It has none of those returns, which is unexpected, because it's like Santa Claus. You're promised this fat old guy who loves cookies to come down a chimney and give you a present you really wanted. And it turns out you get like a foldable chair, You were promised like one of those toy Humvees that you could drive around on the side, like on the sidewalk. But all you got was a foldable chair, and you were told, just pick that up and pretend like you're driving. Yeah. Just pick it up and just go, But I know it's a very negative thought, but shit, what are you gonna do? So what do you is out of my hands. It's an interesting topic. Oh, let me get a drink. Hold on. And I'm gonna take a short little break, play up some music again, and then I'll be right back. All right. Through no editing, I am back. I just needed a second to breathe and I drink some water. I went to go piss real quick. I probably will edit it a little bit so that it's not too big of a jump. Probably make it like a TikTok like reel or like a Instagram reel. Bam, back. But I didn't want to stop the recording because then I had to stitch it all together. I can then edit it later, but you know, a little bit lazy old me. Like even this background, I didn't even shout out the background. This background is brought to you by Wallpaper Engine, and I'll bring you right now who it's made by. Unable to sync. It's crazy. Oh, the Steam Summer Sale is done. Also pretty interesting. Okay. Oops. I did something. This wallpaper is brought to you by Deku Scrub. Okay. If you search up Swimming Kirby square bracket 4 capital K square bracket, you will find it. Super chill, super nice, relaxing. I wish that was me at the beach in a life preserver, in a life hoop. Okay, and I forgot what those are called. It's not a life I guess it would be a life preserver. Life hoop. Life hoop. I mean, I like that Google found out what I was trying to talk about. Description: life hoops constructed from plastic or high density polyethylene. Yeah, lifesaver. Life hoop. It's crazy. It's crazy how much yapping you can do in a day. Like, I am tired, but I gotta keep the energy up. You know? If I ain't gonna do it, who's gonna do it? You know? And saying you know a lot right now. But it's kind of hard to kind of keep that energy up, and this is good practice. You see, like, I'd like to attend an open mic soon, and it's kind of hard to digest the thought that you have into this simple, clean line of just funny. And it takes a lot of thought. Like, apparently, like, I was reading there how to write a joke, but then you think now you need an audience to kind of just bounce that shit off. And if I go to an open mic, I'm not gonna really get that audience. And am I really gonna be that funny? Because, like, if I get nervous or uncomfortable, I'm like 10x less funny. It's just 10 times worse, you know? And I got crazy ideas. I'm always thinking about shit like leveling up your racism, because, you know, like, if you're working at Shoppers Drug Mart, or, you know, you're working at any of these like minimum wage jobs, basically, the customer service that you got to give is insane. Like, it's not even like, there are some people that are so disrespectful, and, as they say in Spanish, malcriado, which means poorly made or poorly raised, you know, rude, entitled motherfuckers that, like, demand you to just put their groceries into their bag so that they could take it to their home. It doesn't make sense, you know. And, like, okay, yes, if you were very kind and, like, there was a elderly old lady that needed her help, well, then if she's sweet about it, I'm putting the groceries in the bag. But if she's not, she can put that own shit. She can struggle, and she can make everybody in line wait till she gets the fuck out of there, because I'm not touching those groceries for shit. I'm not nobody's slave, you know. I support the movement, just so we're clear. The Spanish Lives Matter. I'm up here raising my fist, as it was a really well-known event movement and whatnot, and very quickly lost steam some way, somehow. Like I don't hear shit about February. You'd be like, February's the time of the blacks. Well, yes, but I'm just saying in general. You know, yeah, I'm sure you know where I'm coming from. Um, like what the fuck happened to that shit? Like this year, the gays weren't as proud. You know, maybe like the hype is gone after like several fucking years. So like 8, 9, 10 years. Maybe the people that thought they were gay realized like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it to myself. You know, I'm just gonna let myself be for now. Relax. I don't want to do all that partying. So that's for young people. And then they start wreaking havoc in civil legislature. I didn't even say that right. In civil laws and political bills being passed. I don't know what I'm saying. Look, they're just not as excited. And you know, Caravana is like, that's when all the Caribbeans get like fucking jiggy with it. And like that's it's some point in summer. And that Pride Month thing, like I didn't hear shit about it. It wasn't really well advertised. Same with Black History Month, Chinese History Month, Spanish History Month, Whitey History Month. Oh, that's all year. To our recollection, that's all year. I don't even see race personally. Like, I've lived amongst people that were not mine. They weren't even like Latino, and I mean, I don't get it. There's nothing really different. Some people here are assholes. It's just assholes everywhere. You know? This Indian guy is really strict with his religion and he beats his wife, and then this Spanish guy is really strict with his religion and he beats his wife and children and drinks while the other Indian also drinks, beats their children, and you know, I mean, I'm just taking it a dark way. I never understood it. I never did. Even with like the history months, like, yeah, that's crazy. It's good and all. Just give me a holiday and like maybe I'll celebrate it more. Like, oh, I mean, I go to a library and read like a journal on Latinos. Did they really build the pyramids? Or like, you know, the Inca pyramids, the pyramids of Guadalupe, of New Mexico, USA. No, yeah, like I don't get it. Like, I mean, I guess for like some things, like I feel like for this country, like Canada, it should be more on the edge of like First Nation History Month. Well, but I think they even have that too. But it's like in October or November. Which one is it? Like First Nations History Month. Do they have that? National Indigenous History Month. When is this? Excuse me. National Indigenous History Month. I invite you all to stimulate all your senses with indigenous culture. That is crazy. I wouldn't want ecstasy to be one of the senses stimulated. Okay. Doesn't really look like all too much. Maybe June. No, June is Pride Month. That's for the gays. It's crazy how like every year that flag gets like added a new color, and like now it has a circle like LGBTQIA. It's 2S now. I guess it's been 2S for a while. Like, dude, I remember when it was just like the rainbow flag. Now they got white. Well, they always had white and pink. Oh no, they didn't always have white and pink. Hold on. They had white and pink for something else. Now they have blue, brown, and black. Dude, they're just trying to include everything. I feel like if you're under this designation or this rule of thought, oh, there's a yellow and a circle now. What? When did this update come? Now they're including the Black Lives Matter like fist up in the air. Why am I seeing this shit? Dude. Yeah, these guys just want to be so inclusive. Everybody gather around, we'll have a big orgy. You can separate into your different genders. Whoa. Going a little bit out of there. Let me see. The full name. Yo, this is a long name. They added double Q, I, and P. The LGBTQQIPSIP2SA. So there's no plus no more? Whoa. I'm seeing like different things now. It's like, whoa, that's an even bigger one. LGBTIQCAPGNGFNBA. Dude, that's not an acronym. That's a sentence. What? That's on WikiHow. It stands for, more specifically, it stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, queer, questioning. What? I thought queer just meant gay. Queer, questioning, curious. There's a C? Asexual, pansexual, gender non-conforming, gender fluid, non-binary, and oh my god, I'm a retard. And how do I say androgynous? Androgynous. What does that even mean? Androgyny. Partly male and partly female in appearance. An indeterminate of indeterminate sex. Why did I take so long to read that? There's just a guy that looks like a girl and a guy combined, but you can't tell. Why is Jaden Smith there? Holy. There's just guys that like wearing makeup, or girls that like dressing like men. Dude, that shit's normal. Okay, you like what you like. You don't have to put a name to it. Just be like, just this is my style. I feel like it's kind of redundant to say gender non-conforming, and then non-binary. You should just be like, okay, like there's no point in dealing with semantics, because questioning is not a fucking gender. And like, I mean, the more you go into it, like curious is not a gender. That's a state. Like I'm very curious about this. I'm very curious in how they're deciding these stupid acronyms. Oh, what is the full name of LBG? Lloyd's Banking Group PLC. Just so you're clear. Is there 2 or 72 genders? There is no fixed number of gender identities. They occur on a spectrum. They do not. They occur in a mind state. It's a state of mind. A state of mind and beliefs. It's not a spectrum. It's like choosing whether or not you like milk. Okay? And there's some people that are lactose. And some people like drinking from almonds and some from the udder. Okay? It's just, it is what it is. You gotta extract it from the nut, or you extract it from an udder. Okay, that's a pretty good point. What? Dude, there's so many. Now they got like different flags, and all these flags are in these hearts. I kind of respect the theming. Theming is pretty nice. I wish my people had this sort of like kind of connection. Like at least I have this connection to my people. Like by my people, I mean the Spanish. the spics. I think I could say that. I think I could say spic because I'm a spic myself, Latino American. Yeah, but like there's like no connection. Maybe it's just I don't have any connection. Like I've never gone out to a Spanish only function and then that was it, you know. I mean, there's Latin festivals. Everybody loves our music, like at least the good music. Everybody will play it. You know, some music sounds very similar. Like I heard a Pakistani song. Maybe it's not Pakistani, but like, you know, like of that ilk, okay, the brownie community. And it sounded very similar to a Spanish song, but it just wasn't. They started speaking like Urdu, or whatever they speak over there. It's kind of hard to discern one of their many dialects. You know, in the end, I still have not found the Indigenous History Month, but you know, we learned something today. There was a very big acronym for a group of people I mean, the alphabet people can take their alphabets. I won't be needing them. I just need to use the alphabet to write sentences, right? Write scripts, thoughts, do my work. I need numbers. I don't think they should take my numbers, but they already took number 2. Next is 1 and 4. We don't take 3s. Three's a bad number. Even though some people say they're lucky, they just lose money at the casino. Oh my god, I'm looking back at Hoop Life too. A life hoop. It's just either basketball or lifesavers. A swimming pool saving. Oh, what is it? A life buoy. A cork hoop. Oh, someone save him. He needs a cork hoop. I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there. What else have I got here? What am I sitting at? An hour? I've been talking for another 20 minutes and that shit just flew in a snap. I mean, shit. What did I do today? I hope you're having a lovely day. Hope my rambling is not too much for you, but I forgot to go about the weather. They say never talk about the weather, but if you had weather like today, oh, I'm talking about it. The shit was raining so hard I could hear it through my office building. Sounded just like that. Explosions on the roof. And then Michael Bay walked through and he's like, "Yo, you hearing this outside? I'm not even, you know, I'm not even organizing it outside." And just, and shit like that. No, it was raining really heavily. And it was like a little bit sunny, just mainly cloudy. Right now it's sunny. It's a lukewarm as well. On this fine Thursday evening. Work was great. I always come back from work very quick. Start pretty early though. Kind of feeling tired, but you know, gotta keep the energy up. Woo! Woo! And then, you know, a line of Coke here and there. I do not do Coke. Just saying. I do not do weed. I do drink from time to time, but I do not have a drink right now. I think I will be drinking soon. Maybe on the weekend. Take the load off. Let me see here. What else? Wimbledon is happening. I don't know who's watching that, but I think this will be the last thing I'm talking about. Wimbledon, not Wimbledon. Wimbledon. And if you don't know what that is tennis. Okay, we had women's singles today. We had I think semifinals, and then we had semifinals today, and tomorrow's the final. So we have good old Arina Sabalenka versus Amanda Anisimova. Very, very beautiful ladies. One I accidentally thought was a man. I did not mean to think that, but it was kind of hard because it was like a moment glance. I'm at work. I'm thinking about work, and I'm like, whoa, why is there a lady versus a man? And it was not my intention. So yeah. So for the final, so sorry, uh, Anisimova won. Completed a set. So I think they played 3 sets. There's 3 sets, and she won the first set, 6 games, lost 4, and then in the second set, and then the third set, won 6. So she ended up taking the victory, of course. To only verse now. Oh my god. Oh, oh, oh! I can't say that word. That name. I can't say the name. Cannot say the name. I do not know how to say that. But we can now say, Wimbledon. Oh, you know what? Because I have this open. Okay. Semifinal versus Iga. Iga is a another lady who won, I think, 2 sets in a row, which is pretty impressive. I mean, shit, I don't even know how to play tennis, but yeah, she won landslide. You know, took in 6 games in her set. While the other lady, Belinda, which is a pretty normal name for a Swede. I think that's a Swedish. Yeah, it's Switzerland. That's not Sweden. Switzerland. Oh, I am getting a call. 1 second. Hello? Yeah, no, I saw. I'm still recording, baby. Yeah, did you not see my text? Okay, well, yeah, I saw, I read your thing. I'm really glad you got to read mine. Okay. Yeah, I know you're there. I saw it. Yeah, yeah. Love you. Bye. Lovely, lovely. Anyways, okay. Man, I don't want to have to cut that out. It is what it is. I'm not too much into tennis, but here I am talking about it. That was the woman. They're gonna have a final tomorrow. I think is it tomorrow? No, sorry, Saturday. They're gonna have finals. The finals. Finals. Semi-final. They had a semi-final today. They're gonna have a semi-final. They're gonna have their final tomorrow. Time to be decided. Not tomorrow. Saturday. Tomorrow is the men. So you got Djokovic, which is a pretty popular guy. Novak Djokovic, and then versus Jannik Sinner. So they're gonna play tomorrow, and we got the Carlos Alcaraz. It's not his name, but and then you got Taylor Fritz. Where those guys are fighting, not fighting, versing each other. But they're gonna have a final on Sunday, and I don't watch tennis, but I'll maybe watch the highlights. Started getting to tennis like just recently. Repaired some tennis rackets that I found in the garage. It's actually pretty fun, you know. Aside from that, I have a lot less to say now. I'm running out of topic points. I do have a lot more, but I'll talk about it next time. Okay. In the next video. So thank you for spending your time with me. I know it's 1 hour 10 long, which I'm actually very impressed. I thought I'd only get to like 30 minutes, 20 minutes. But yeah, thank you for coming and experiencing this with me. I like to cue up my music, and have a good rest of your day. I know I will have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully nothing goes bad. And I hope you do too. All the best.